Welcome to Balancing Life's Issues, the podcast. I'm here with Wendy Wollner, CEO of BLI. How are you today?
You know, it's a hard question, right? So I wanted to take a minute and just talk to us about how do we manage our mental health today? It's been my work for the last 30 years, but in times where we are watching and witnessing such carnage, I really didn't want to talk about necessarily what was going on over there, Kai. I just thought you and I would chit chat on how we're doing and how do we take care of our mental health in these times.
Yeah.
Let's start with the how are you? So let's do a quick check-in, or not even such a quick check-in. How are you, Kai? How are you doing?
Well, I mean, as I was saying earlier, dropping Miles off at daycare today felt like a pretty huge moment for us. But overall, I think I'm struggling with feeling desensitized to what's going on and with everything we have going on in our lives, taking care of Miles, making sure my wife and I finding time for one another, making sure we're still finding our sense of self when we have little Miles around now. The last thing I want to do is start dumping energy and empathy into kind of the brutality of what's going on. So, you find yourself scrolling, and then what's frustrating is you can't even trust what's real information, right? I mean, depending on where you're at, like if you're on Reddit or social media, there's no telling if those images or videos are real,
So let's just unpack a little about what you just said. I think it's a really great point, right? You covered in that, 25-second answer sort of our lives. So the first thing we want to do, and I always want to make these podcasts super helpful, is we have to do a check-in, right? We've got to set priorities for the day. Day one of Miles going to daycare, and we're going to take time. So life goes on.
Right, life does go on.
Those check-ins. And let your managers, your bosses, your colleagues, your coworkers, please, the most important thing is do not devalue the fact that talking is what we can control. And then the second thing we really want to do a big shout on, and you're going to see it, is this what we're calling double down. So let's double down on what we know works. So don't drink. Literally, you're hearing me say this. Don't drink any alcohol. Alcohol definitely affects our moods. Even that one glass of wine, even that one beer. Let's really cherish our body and stop drinking right now. And eat even more mindfully. Get rid of all these comfort foods. I'm being real tough love on this podcast. No more. Don't grab that extra brownie. I'm telling us to heighten up and double down on our healthy mind and our body and our spirit and stay focused on eating healthy. And the next one I think is interesting is actually schedule some fun. So, what is Kai and Miles like? What's the family fun over there in the family? What are you looking forward to, Kai?
Oh, it's peak fall season around here. I'm talking pumpkin patch. I'm talking hot apple cider. And then we got Grandma's going to be here for a whole week next week.
Grandma's coming from Nebraska.
Nebraska. So we're really looking forward to all that.
Make sure you have that. Let's have the children look forward to Halloween if you celebrate Halloween. Let's make sure we're talking about the holidays, and we want to schedule a vacation. We want to make sure that we have stuff on the calendar that is exciting, is fun. So when we're shaking up our emotions in the NutriBullet, we've got the ones that are real, the overwhelmed, sad, despondent, and we've also got the fun. Listen, there is a lot of information out there. Do the best you can to stay educated with the sources that you feel comfortable. Use as many resources as possible. I'm so fortunate that I'm president of a board called Mati USA. I'll do a shout out. And last night we were working with a gentleman who just moved to Jerusalem, Kai. And if you can imagine, he is working today in the middle of that to set up a mini golf in Jerusalem. Today.
Wow. So that's something fun.
And he is determined to start a mini golf with our funding because he feels it's more important than ever to have mini golfing to go to.
Yeah.
So seek out those inspirational stories because at the end of it, when we lose our hope and faith in the goodness of humanity, everything else starts to crumble.
Yeah. And the sense of if I can't control what's going on out there, right, I can control what's happening here with me, with my mental health.
Yep.
with how my family, how we navigate kind of just this really upsetting things that are happening. And so, were those the three things we need to be doing? Because I wanted
Yeah.
to flip it. So, Wendy, I'm checking in. How are you doing?
Interesting. Thank you. So, for me, I have a personal connection, not just that my friends are there, but my mom is a refugee and
Mm-hmm.
I know she's feeling very overwhelmed. So I start my morning with, which is new for me, and you guys who know me know they call me the shiny penny person, right? I'm like, oh, there's a penny. There's a penny
Really?
over there. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, because at 8:45 this morning we were recording a podcast.
Yes. And I think one of the things that's so important to me is that, I acknowledge, I start a morning, for me, it's different. I put a meditation on.
Mm-hmm.
And this
Yeah.
morning's, it was a kindness meditation.
Okay, so that was your check-in this morning.
That was my
kindness
check-in.
meditation.
And the next step is a call to my mom, just simply saying, I love you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to change the world. I'm not going to fix her, but I'm going to do a check-in. And I think what's really important about today is I'm not going to pretend it's a day like any other day.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to take a deep breath.
Right.
I'm going to stay focused on doubling down on my health.
Right.
I'm going to make sure I get outside.
Nice.
And I appreciate you listening and talking. And I don't know, Kai, in your other world, you do the music. So I love the idea of playing some inspirational songs.
I'll bring in some music right here.
There you go. Thanks for joining us today.
Wait, there's one more.
Okay.
What are you gonna book that's fun?
Oh, I already did that because that's my thing is travel. So I have like 6 different travels. Although tomorrow I leave for our conference and I'm super excited to go back to school. Learning education is what empowers me.
Well, that's what we do at BLI is we try to offer you, something to help you sift through kind of the challenges of every day. So hopefully some of that was helpful. And one more thought there, Wendy?
One more thought, using your employee assistance program, just reaching out and saying, I know I hear that I'm not supposed to drink, but I'm used to my glass of wine. I need a little extra support, or maybe it's the extra support for sleep, whatever it would be, utilizing the resources that your companies have. This is the time.
Yeah.
Everybody. This is not just some of us. This is everyone.
Yeah. It's a perfect place to go when you feel like you don't know what to do.
Yep.
Alrighty. Well, everybody, enjoy the rest of your day, and we will talk to you all very soon. Thanks for listening. This has been a production of Balancing Life's Issues with your hosts, Kai Sorensen and Wendy Wellner. Produced by me, Kai. Rate, leave a review, and subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen so you can get brand new episodes as they drop. Got an idea for the show? Email me, kai@balancinglifesissues.com. Anything to add, Miles?